I know for a fact one day, in the upcoming future, I will be dying in a car crash. Let me explain. I have been in many vehicular collisions in my day. Does it have to do with my non existent eyes? Probably, but I digress. Even in my youth, if I was in a car, the chances of it ramming into another car went up significantly. And even before my youth, when I was still a fetus in my mother's womb, trying to tear my way out, my mom, while driving pregnant, was rear-ended by some random hooligan speeding through the streets of San Jose. After the perpetrators saw that they may have caused an unintended forced abortion, doing everyone a favor by the way, they decided it would be best to just drive off. All this to say, yes, some stereotypes do run true, to an extent. But back to my many crashes though. If I were to shift the blame to someone other than myself, it would definitely be my parents' fault for why I'm such a bad driver. And why was it my parents' fault? Well, when I was a baby boy, still unable to speak, or even walk for that matter, when I cried to my heart's content, my parents' go-to method to calm me and put me to sleep was to go for a car ride. And that's the root of all my vehicular problems. Every car crash, with me in the driver's seat, was caused by me catching some Z's. Honestly, it was foreshadowed in my driver's test. Picture this. It was a rainy day, with gray skies, no sunlight in sight, the perfect napping weather. I got into the driver's seat and began my driver's test. My instructor was chill, with a calm voice, which made this all the more inevitable. As I drove out to the lot of the busy streets of San Jose, it was traffic, not just any traffic, stop traffic. And at a red light, I knocked out. At this point, you'd expect me to have failed my driver's test, but no. My driving instructor didn't even notice I fell asleep, and I woke up and completed my driver's test with a perfect score. This was the worst outcome for anyone who drove in my city. I was 16 when I collided with a bus. Yes, a school bus. I was driving to school, in fact. I was at a stop sign when I was so tired I drove into the side of the bus. Enough said. I was 18 when I rear-ended a Kia. I fell asleep driving to work, and that was the death of my first car. At 22, I got into the most recent car crash. I drove into a parked car, not just any parked car, a disability parked car. Fell asleep driving home from work. My car flipped over and everything. But the kicker to all of these car crashes is not that I'm Asian, but not once have I ever been injured in any car crash. Not when I was a theoretical baby, not when I was a passenger along for the ride, and not even when I was the one driving the hunk of metal into another hunk of metal. So, when my final crash does finally come, it will be from my accumulated karma of not being hurt from any of my vehicular sins, and it will be a poetic end to my train wreck of a life.